This is problem solving 16a. Maritza must divide these base 10 blocks into 6 equal groups. Which model shows how many blocks are in each equal group? So remember, we have equal groups. So we're going to use our get. I know I have 6 groups, and I need to find how many go inside each group. So I need to figure out the total number of a base 10 blocks. So I'm just going to count how many tens I have here. So I have 9 tens, which is 90. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch it out. So I'm going to have 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because they're all 10 blocks, I'm just going to divide them up evenly inside each circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, now I have a problem because 3 of them have 2 groups and 3 have 1. So I need to get rid of the last group of 10 that I put in the top one. So let's erase those. So that means I have 3 groups of 10 that I cannot use. So I'm going to have to break those down into smaller units, which are my ones. So that means I have 10 ones here, 10 ones here, 10 ones here, for a total of 30 tens. So I'm going to count them out. I'm going to do it probably in groups of 5 to try to make this process go a little bit faster. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then count them all out to make sure I have 30. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So now I just need to look at one group of the 6 and count how many are in there. So I have 110 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones, which equals 15. So that is what I am looking for in my answer choice. So choice A has 2 groups of 10, so it's 20 plus 2 1, so it's 22. And remember, I'm looking for 15. So A is out. B, I have 1 group of 10 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is 18. That is not equal to 15, so I cross that off. C, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Very close, but that is not what I need either. And D, I have 1 group of 10 plus 5 equals 15. So there's my answer. Now remember that I had shown this to you yesterday by using the division equation. So 90 divided by 6 is equal to something. So here again, what you're wanting to do is you want to figure out how many groups of 6 can fit inside 90. Because this is a double-digit answer, it's a little bit harder to do because you can't really break apart the 9 into a factor of 6. But what I am going to start doing is I'm going to start chunking. So I use magic numbers. So I use 10, 5, 2, and 1. Each one of these I'm going to times it by my groups. And write down the product. So I see right here that if I add 60 and 30, that gives me 90. So that means that if I add 10 plus 5, that's going to give me my quotient, which is 15. So this is a little bit more advanced, but I just wanted to introduce it to you. The next problem is skill 16. Here it says the frequency table shows the results of a survey about how many times per week some families eat at a restaurant. So that gives us the number of days and the frequency. Which dot plot represents the data in the table? So this question is just transferring information. The first thing you want to do is you want to actually get a numerical value over here where it says frequency. So we're just going to put the number. So you're going to go through and calculate how many tally marks you have for each number of day. And this is what you end up with. For 0 days, you have a frequency of 6. For 1 day, frequency of 3, 2 days, a frequency of 7, 3 days, frequency of 5, 4 days, frequency of 6, 5 days, frequency of 4, 6 days, frequency of 2, and 7 days, a frequency of 1. So now what I have to do is I have to match the number of days, which is on the bottom of my number line, to the frequency. And I just have to check to make sure they matched up. So I'm going to go to A, go to 0, should be 6. So again, because this is a data information, you always want to come and put the numbers above each one of the dots. So let's do that real quick. So when I look at it, I see that number of days 0 should have 6, which it does. 1 should have 3. 2 should have 7. 3 should have 5. 5 days should have 4. 6 days should have 2. So that's my first mistake. So A is out. Okay, so now I'm going to check B. And the same thing, you want to come and put the numbers on top of each one of the dots. So 0 days has 6, which is correct. 1 day has 3, so that's my first mistake. So B is also out. And I'm not going to finish checking it since I already found one answer that's incorrect on that number line. So we're going to come to letter C and fill in the numbers on the top of the dot plot. So for 0 number of days I should have 6. 1 number of days I have 3. 2 number of days I have 7. 3 number of days I have 5. 4 number of days I have 6. 5 number of days I have 4. 6 number of days I have 2. And 7 number of days I have 1. So letter C is the one that matches up. So that's how you use the dot plot and the frequency table. So when you have your frequency table, you're going to match the data to each one of the number lines, and you're just checking to see which ones have the same numbers.